Hello and welcome everybody to this wonderful session on Sahaja meditation. Sahaja meditation was started in 1970 by our founder, Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. But before I get to that, let us understand why do we need to do meditation? And why are you actually just listening to me? What is it? What is it that we're looking for? Most of the time, research has shown that people do meditation for peace. What is peace? And why do we need peace? The interesting thing is that in our day to day life, looking at the kind of very highly stressful jobs that we do, the work that we do, the environment that is changing all the time, we actually feel the need to be at peace. And this is something that the whole world is seeking today. We just want that little bit of peace, quiet, when our mind stops and just relaxes. Now, very interestingly, we will see that in our lives, we face situations on a day to day basis that make us extremely stressed out. But most of this stress does not come from work or physical work or activity. It actually comes from the thoughts that keep bombarding us. Now, let us look at a very interesting thing. We're just unable to stop thinking. Let's say somebody in the family goes out shopping and is late. Immediately the mind starts calculating, oh my goodness, what would have happened? What can happen? Why is she late? What has happened to her? Now, you may know that these things that you're thinking about are not really there. Why is she not picking up her phone? What is wrong? I'm trying. And your mind starts assuming the worst. And that leads to a lot of stress. Now, this happens in office, when your boss says something or your colleague says something, even your subordinate says something, and you're like, why is that person saying this? What is he thinking? What will this lead to? Oh my god, so and so will speak to so and so, then they will think like this. I better go and explain all this to them. These kind of things lead, and this is not just in office. This is happening to children at school. This is happening to grandparents, parents. This is something you know, which is something that we live with on a day-to-day basis, and we are all trying to escape. You will see that a lot of times people look at wanting to go to villages, go back to resorts and beautiful places, just so that they can get a few hours or a few days where they can just relax. Now, Sahaja meditation is a beautiful way to actually relieve yourself of this stress. This is practiced in more than 150 countries in the world today. Structure of the whole thing is extremely voluntary. There's no money taken for this. And those people who do it actually benefit from it, then want to share this benefit with everybody else they know. And that is how this has grown to this extent. So, as we are speaking, in fact, I'm speaking, I've been doing it for years. And because we've seen gain, all of us have seen how this has transformed us in our lives, day to day lives. We like to talk and ask other people to try it out as well. So, before we get into the details of Sahaja and what Sahaja meditation is, how is it different from other forms of meditation, and what does it do for you? Yeah. These are the three things that we will try to address. And after that, we will listen to a small talk by Her Holiness Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who is the founder of Sahaja, where she explains what Sahaja does actually inside us. And then we will go through a practical session of raising our Kundalini, which is giving self realization, or what we could say self awareness. It brings self awareness within us. And then we will do meditation for about 10 minutes. Because at the end of the day, all that I'm saying is just theory. The reality is in practice. If this practice happens, and if you're able to experience this peace, then everything that I'm saying is true. If you're not able to experience this peace, it doesn't really matter. So let's start. The first part, which is what is Sahaja Yoga? Sahaja Yoga starts with what we call self awareness or self realization. Now, within all of us, there is an energy which resides in our spinal cord, in the last bone of the spinal cord. It is known as the sacrum bone, which the Greeks called it sacrum, which means they also knew there was something sacred about it. And in this bone, this energy, this divine energy resides in 3.5 coils. Now, when we are born, a newborn in the mother's womb, say about 3 months, 3.5 months old, this energy enters into our body from this area. And this enters and goes down the spinal cord and resides in this triangular bone. This energy is known as Kundalini. And this energy resides in us in a dormant state. So when this energy actually awakens and it comes back up, and it again comes up from here and connects with this all-pervading power of divine love, you may call it primordial consciousness. In Sanskrit, this is known as Param Chaitanya. At that time, what happens? This creates a certain space, or it slows down our thoughts, and there is a space that is created in our thoughts. And this leads to the relaxation of our whole body. And it leads to a stage where we become aware of everything around us. We continue to be aware. You can see, you can hear things, but there is no thought. And this is completely spontaneous. This state of complete silence, of complete stillness inside us, is achieved by the rising of this Kundalini power within us. So let us spend a little time trying to understand how is Sahaja Yoga different from any other form of meditation. Sahaja Yoga is a spontaneous happening. It happens, it's a physical reality which happens when the Kundalini rises. Unlike in other forms of meditation where you will be asked to think of something, they will play some music, show some beautiful scenery, and they'll say, keep your mind engaged in this, engaged in that. That is still the mind is working. In Sahaja Yoga, the mind takes a little rest. It just relaxes. It does not think, but it is completely aware. It is awake. It is alert, but it is at peace. And this physical reality, physical happening is the real meditation that is practiced in Sahaja Yoga. The benefits of this are multifarious. First of all, 3 things you will see that will happen when we practice it, and we'll do it at the end of this session. Firstly, we will feel more relaxed. Second, we will feel very peaceful compared to the situation before this, and we will do a practical session after this. Third, we will be able to feel a certain sensation like a cool breeze running over our hands or on the top of our head. And these are things that we will all be able to. So now you're seeing this chart, and in this chart you will see that inside us reside this extremely complex, structure internally, which is nothing but how energies work within our body. And there are these energy centers within our body, which in Sanskrit are known as chakras, and in modern science they're known as plexuses. So that's the gross manifestation of what the chakras are. And these are actually taking care of certain organs or bodily functions within us. Now, what really happens when we do this is that, this Kundalini, when it is awakened, this Kundalini which is lying in a dormant state, when this is awakened, it actually rises and goes from each center one by the other. And as it goes through each center, it actually enlightens that center or energizes that center. And that center starts to manifest within us. So each center has certain qualities. And this is a very beautiful part of Sahaja Yoga. The first center, which is known as Mooladhara, has the quality of innocence. When this center is awakened within us, our mind does not go to negative things. It goes to positive things, beautiful things in life. And that is a very strange thing, but it happens inside us. Then, when it goes to the second center, which is known as the Swadhisthana center, the quality of this center is creativity. So, what happens is we become creative. Now, in real life, what really happens is we do not know how we are creative, right? You will see that a lot of artists and creative people tend to be a little irritable because they do not know how they are able to create. But when this center is enlightened, we just create ideas. These just instinctively come within us. So it is a beautiful thing that happens to all people who practice yoga. They become creative. The third thing which happens when we go to what we call the Manipur chakra or the Nabhi chakra, right, is the fundamental thing of peace. Now, peace happens only when you are content. Now, what really happens in this chakra is that when this chakra is enlightened, it manifests the quality of contentment. When this is relaxed, this chakra is relaxed, we feel content. Our desires don't go into extremes. We are very, very peaceful and we become self content. Then it goes to the heart chakra or the Anahat chakra. In this chakra, the quality is that of fearlessness. So, the anxiety that we feel all the time in our modern existence is actually abated when this chakra gets enlightened. Peace that is, generated at the Navi actually manifests as fearlessness when it comes to the heart chakra. And then this Kundalini, it comes and it pierces the next chakra, which is the Vishuddhi chakra. You're all able to see this in the video in the chart below. So when this happens, what really happens is that this makes us more detached. What is the meaning of detached? Detached does not mean that you leave everything in society and run away to the Himalayas. No, it means that you are in society, you are living, but you're just not that attached, not involved in everything. Every little thing that is going right and wrong in your life is not really sending you into huge leaps and then big dips. No, it just means that good things, bad things, and we learn to take it the same way. It doesn't really affect us. So whether you're sleeping today, under the sky without any roof on your head, or tomorrow you're sleeping in a five-star hotel, to you it should make no difference. That attitude within us is the attitude of detachment, and this attitude starts manifesting within us when this chakra opens. And then we come to the sixth chakra, which is the Agya chakra, right? This is the quality here is that of forgiveness. So what happens is when this chakra is actually enlightened, we become very forgiving. We just have a forgiving nature. We just become forgiving by nature. And what happens when you become forgiving? Actually, you don't do anything. When you forgive somebody, you do nothing. But what it does is it stops other people from having the ability to control you because you forgive them. Okay, so you do not keep thinking. So let's say and I'll take a small example. Let's take an office situation, and your boss has said something to you, and he is trying to get to you. He is wanting you to know that he's unhappy with you. Now, if you forgive him, what does that do to your boss? He says, "Hey, I said all that to him, and this guy. And then he starts wondering, "Ki isko kya ho gaya? Why is this guy not reacting?" Now, had you reacted, what would have happened? Your boss would have got you to react, and then you would have gone home thinking, I don't know why he spoke to me like that. Why does he always do this to me? He's always doing this. And then, in the evening, you would not be able to speak to your wife properly, your kids properly, your friends properly. It just goes into a very, very negative space. So when we actually forgive, we are no longer bound by the other person. The other person can't affect you. And that is the power of forgiveness. And finally, we go to the seventh chakra, which is the Sahasrara chakra. And this chakra, what happens is, it's the chakra of integration. It integrates all the above chakras and makes us realize that we are one with the whole world. And we understand this oneness with the whole creation. And when this opens out, we feel the sense of absolute love that is there for the whole creation. And when all this starts manifesting in ourselves, our whole self becomes very balanced. Though what causes imbalance within us is when we keep reacting to external situations and we are unhappy about the external situation. What happens when you become balanced is you accept the external situation and then you do what you have to do. Now, this beautiful thing happens only when you are in balance. When you are internally in balance, it means all these chakras are actually balanced. Now, the other thing I want to talk and explain a little bit to you about is these three lines that you see going up. Okay, each of these represents, so on the left you see the Ida Nadi, on the right you see the Pingla Nadi, and the center is the Sushumna. Now, the Ida, the left side, actually represents our past, and the right side represents the future, and the central channel represents the present, that now. Now, very interestingly, let us understand what is meditation. Since we are discussing Sahaja Yoga meditation, it is important to touch upon what is actually meditation. We will see a very beautiful video after this. I'll just give a small explanation. So, what happens is, inside of us, we have these thoughts that keep rising. And these thoughts are normally related to past events or future events. So, that is from where the thoughts come in. But when we are in the center, the central channel, okay, and our attention is steady at the central channel, we become thoughtless. And these rising thoughts that are going, we are able to just hold these back. And we will listen to this beautiful speech by Shrimataji where she explains how this happens.
You will know everything about yourself. But that to happen, you don't have to do any acrobatic thing. It's just very simple. Wherever you are sitting, it will work. But first tell your mind to stop a little bit thinking. Because this mind has been reacting all the time. Reacting to this, reacting to that. With the result that Kundalini doesn't rise. But when she rises, she is wonderful. Your thought rise like that and fall down. Again, thoughts come up and fall down. They come from the future or from the past. Present you cannot be. You cannot be in the present. But when Kundalini rises, she elongates these thoughts and there's a space created. It's called as pause, you can call it. In Sanskrit called as vilamba. So your mind stands at that place where you have thoughtless awareness. It's told by, also Jung has talked about it, that you get into thoughtless awareness. Patanjali has talked about it. But talking about it is not sufficient, as I told you, it has to happen. So first thing that happens to you, you become thoughtlessly aware. There's no thought, no reaction. When the Kundalini rises through these 6 centers, which are responsible for your physical, mental and emotional being, she nourishes them. She nourishes them with light and then she integrates them. And when she reaches this spot, she opens up this fontanelle bone area. This is the last breakthrough of your evolution. Whatever I'm saying, we can prove it also. It's not just talking. But these Kundalini's awakening which takes place, it actually makes your hands speak. You start feeling the cool breeze coming out of your fingers and through your hand and here also. You feel the cool breeze actually. And then if you know what do these mean, 5, 6 and 7 center. In the same way 5, 6 and 7 center. These 7 centers are on the sympathetic nervous system. But when the sympathetic and centers, 2 of them, they mix, the central system is formed of parasympathetic. And in the light of the spirit. Your attention becomes purified. Not only that, but you know what is good for you and what is destructive for you. You give up all nonsense in no time. Of course, Sahaja Yoga has cured many people with all kinds of addictions, all kinds of problems. It's a fact. But that is, this Kundalini has done it, which is your own, which has enlightened your own chakras, your own centers, and has brought forth this result.
I hope you like the speech. And it's very clear from there actually how uh, you know uh, we become thoughtless and what is the impact of this. I would like to show you now a small video. It's a small animation, maybe about 2 minutes, which will actually explain what is Sahaja Yoga meditation. So let us watch this now.
ध्यान कितना आनंददायी अनुभव है, पर जो बाहर से शांत दिखता हो, क्या वो अंदर से भी उतना ही शांत होता है? हमारा मस्तिष्क एक अंडे की तरह है, जिसमें अनगिनत क्षमताएं हैं। अगर सही मायने में ध्यान हो रहा हो, तो हम वर्तमान में रहकर सत्य के प्रकाश में आलोकित हो जाते हैं। मगर आम तौर पर ऐसा नहीं होता, क्योंकि अतीत और भविष्य के विचारों के बादल इस प्रकाश को ढक लेते हैं। हम इन्हें रोकने की कोशिश करते हैं, मगर जैसे ही हम एक विचार से छुटकारा पाते हैं, हम दूसरे विचार में उलझ जाते हैं। ये सिलसिला चलता ही रहता है और शांति पाने के बजाय हम थक जाते हैं। ध्यान असंभव लगने लगता है। लेकिन अगर हम बिना कोई प्रयास किए इन विचारों से छुटकारा पा सकें तो? क्या आप इस सहज ध्यान का अनुभव करना चाहते हैं? तो आइए सहज योग ध्यान करें, जिसकी शुरुआत कुंडलिनी शक्ति के जागरण से होती है। एक बार ये शक्ति जागृत होने पर हम विचारों से परे हो जाते हैं। क्रोध, लोभ, भय आदि के बंधन से मुक्त हो जाते हैं। हमारा मस्तिष्क इस ज्ञान के प्रकाश में विकसित होने लगता है। हम सही मायने में स्वतंत्र हो जाते हैं। आइए सहज योग ध्यान के आनंद का अनुभव करें।
Great. Okay. Now the most important thing, and I hope you're all clear, as to what Sahaja Yoga meditation. But let us now learn about Shri Mataji herself. Who is Shri Mataji? How did she bring Sahaja Yoga to all of us, and what does it do for us? And that we have seen, right? So Shri Mataji, she started Sahaja Yoga in 1970. Now, when she was born realized, which means she was born with all these powers awakened within her, and she knew that this was something that she had to do for humanity. She understood that this is something that she had to give to everybody in humanity, and she had to do this so that people understand and be one with the divine. And being one with the divine or with nature, they would feel this oneness and peace inside them. So she kept searching for how to go about it, and in 1970 she meditated, and she was able to open the seventh chakra, the Sahasrara, for the whole of humanity. And then she was able to devise this method by which she gave Ama's realization. She was able to raise the Kundalini of people at the same time. In the ancient ages, what would happen is one disciple would go to one guru, and he would work learn from him his whole life, sometimes lifetimes. He would keep going back life after life, and then be able to learn this, and then the guru would be pleased with him and then raise his Kundalini, and then he would be able to experience this. What happens in Sahaja Yoga is something different. In the beginning of Sahaja Yoga, we are actually blessed by Shri Mataji, and this Kundalini comes up. But we have not prepared like those disciples. We have not spent lifetimes and years trying to condition ourselves, prepare our body to experience this. So what happens is, after we experience this, which we will do in some time, we actually move to the second phase. We start learning how to actually grow into this situation, yeah, grow into this state of meditation, a state which we want to keep with us at all points of time. So this is how this Sahaja Yoga works. Now, Shri Mataji was very closely associated with Shri Gandhiji. She fought for our freedom struggle. She went to jail. She did her medicine and psychology in Lahore, after which she came and she was part of the Freedom India movement. She was with Gandhiji in her ashram. And she was very greatly influenced. And this is one of the reasons we are doing this program also today. And then she was married and she had two children. But she continued her search to try and bring this beautiful gift to humanity. And in 1970, when she finally opened the Sahasrar, she did it. And after that, she has been traveling tirelessly throughout the whole world. She must have given more than 10,000 talks, which are, most of which are available even now. And she has been teaching, and she has founded this Sahaja Yoga movement, which is now practiced across 150 countries in the world. And we will, actually get our self realizations directly from her in one of our videos, where Shri Mataji actually raises the Kundalini for all of us. So let us now experience this. One thing I would like to say before we start, if possible, please open your shoes. If you're wearing a belt or something, take your glasses off. If you're wearing a belt, just loosen it. Just be relaxed. Be absolutely relaxed. Follow her instructions. And at the end of that, we will then practice a little meditation.
First of all, please put your right hand on your heart. All the time, the left hand is towards me. Now, here you have to say, in your heart, with all sincerity, you have to ask me a question. You have to ask me a question, Mother, am I the spirit? If you want to call me Shri Mataji, you can call that, or you can call me Mother, but whichever way you want to call, that's not important. You have to say, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times in your heart. This is a very fundamental question. Like a computer, you are asking me a question. Now bring the right hand on to the left hand side of your stomach, in the upper part. Here press it. Now this is the center of your mastery, your guidance, your Guru Tattva, as they say. So ask a question, Mother, am I my own master? This is a question to be asked 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Now, bring your right hand down below in the lower part of the abdomen. Now, this is the center from which all the divine work is done. All the pure work is done. Now, this center is such that you have to ask me that, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. If you do not ask, I cannot force on. So to ask me 6 times, because this center has got 6 petals. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. This works out all the divine plans. 6 times you just ask. As a result of this asking, the Kundalini starts getting awakened. Now to help the Kundalini to rise, you have to cooperate with her. So please put your right hand on the left hand side in the upper part of your abdomen and press it on the stomach. Now here you have to say with full confidence, to help the Kundalini to rise, Mother, I am my own master. This you have to say 10 times. These are the 10 commandments which you have to say. That, Mother, I am my own master. Now, 10 times with full confidence. Now, please raise your right hand to your heart. Now, here you have to say, again with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This is the truth. You are the Spirit. But you have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This you have to say 12 times. Now one has to know that God Almighty is the ocean of love. But above all, He is the ocean of forgiveness. So He forgives. Whatever wrong you do, He forgives. So don't feel guilty and put your right hand across on the left hand side in the corner which is made by your neck and your shoulder. Now here you have to say, again with full confidence, 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Please say it. Mother, I am not guilty. 16 times. I am not guilty at all. Please say it. Please say it. Very hot. Now raise your hand across on your forehead. Now this is the center of Christ and is a very important center. Here you have to say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it from your heart. How many times is not the point. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now, some would say that it's very difficult to forgive. But it's a myth that we do not forgive or we forgive. We do not do anything in both the cases. But if we don't forgive, then we play into wrong hands. So please say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now please take your hand on the back agya, the same center
on the back side of your head and allow your head to rest on it and push it back a little bit. Now, here you have to say, for your satisfaction, because you always feel guilty, that, O Divine, if I have done anything wrong, please forgive me. Please forgive me. From your heart. Now to the fontanelle bone area, where they say they give baptism, but actually it's an artificial one. Stretch your hand fully and put your center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a very soft bone in your childhood. Press it hard. Press hard your scalp. Now you have to move it 7 times, saying one thing which you have to ask for: Mother, please give us my self-realization, because I cannot force on you. So you have to ask for it. 7 times, press it hard and move it 7 times, very hard. Slowly, saying that. Now, remove the right hand. Slowly open your eyes. Put your right hand towards me and see on your left hand, raise it little higher than your head and see if there's the cool breeze is coming out of your head. Some people might get it. Put the right hand towards me, please. Right hand towards me. And with the left hand. Right hand towards me with the left hand. Just see if there's a cool breeze coming out of your head. Now turn it. Put left hand towards me. See with your right hand. Some people might get hot breeze. It's all right. But after some time it will become cool.
So, how are you feeling? I hope you really enjoyed that. Let us now practice meditation for a little bit. But before that, I'll just conclude. We learned what is Sahaja meditation. We learned how it is different from other forms of meditation, how Sahaja is a real happening that happens inside us, and we actually experienced thoughtlessness. So at the beginning, we had said that there'll be 3 things that will happen. A will become thoughtless, B will feel relaxed, and C will be able to feel this certain cool breeze or a hot air or some tingling, prickling on our hands, which means that slowly these chakras within us have started to become activated. Now let us just enjoy this piece for a few more minutes, right? Let us just sit in complete silence. Close our eyes, keep your hands on your lap. Just Remember Sri Mataji's video. Just remember her talking to you and slowly dissolve into this peace, into this nothingness. hope you've enjoyed it. Please get in touch with us if you are interested in knowing more, and you will find all the links along with this video. Thank you so much, and Jai Shri Mataji.